Hello, everyone. How's it going? And welcome to Rise High's Talk Story Tuesday. New segment that we're launching, just to kind of try to give some people who are staying at home right now doing COVID-19 some positive influence, insights, just trying to keep them going. So a little backstory for those of you who, if you're watching this at a later time, we are shooting this during a global pandemic that we're in right now. And we all know that is COVID-19. And right now there is stay-at-home work orders, shelter in place. There are curfews at night between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. And bottom line, it's causing a lot of uncertainty. It's causing a lot of fear. And obviously when there's fear and uncertainty, there is the great possibility for an environment of pessimism and anxiety. And so what we're trying to do with Talk Story Tuesdays is we're trying to flip the script and interview kama'aina from Hawaii that have been doing cool things in their profession, in their community, that kind of thing. So yeah, we're gonna try it out. Every Tuesday we'll have someone new, and today we've got one of my boys, good dude who has been doing some super cool things for a long time, and stoked that he was down to be our first guest in Talk Story Tuesday. What's up, brother Zach?
Hi, Gabe. How you doing?
Good, man. Looking good.
Feeling good.
Hey, first off, you're our first guest on Rise High Talk Story Tuesday. Appreciate that, buddy.
Epic. Well, I'm stoked to be here. It's kind of full circle from being one of the first in your platform and then to be here to launch this again. I'm just stoked to be here.
I'm sure a lot of people know who you are, but a little backstory. So if I were to pick anybody who is the epitome of marrying their passion and profession, I'd probably say it's you. The fact that by the time you were a freshman in Puno graduate, right? You were published in ESPN, Sports Illustrated, Trans World Surf, and by 2010, you were picked by Surfer Magazine as its senior staff photographer. That's pretty cool. And that's taken you all over the world, between Tahiti, Indonesia, and you even was the lead photographer for the 2016 Idia Kau, right? Yes. Super. I want to talk about that a little bit. Right now, you're ambassador of Ruka. You've done some collaborations with Billabong, and you're also an entrepreneur, right? You've got a sleeper brand called Hein, and you also have a full service creative agency called 1117. Yep. That's a lot of stuff going on, man.
It's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, I like being busy, I guess. There's not enough things. I don't really have the time for many of them, and to find and make more time for additional things, but they're my passions. And I find that these are like perfect times to launch and, utilize the network and connections that I have. I feel with my photography, it's at such an amazing stage. And I just recently became one of Canon's 33 Explorers of Light. So that's their elite team, and I'm the first ever surf photographer for them in that regard, and one of the youngest ones. And it's a amazing group of photographers, and we do a lot of teaching, learning, as well as getting to test all the new equipment and getting some special hands-on training from Canon. So it's an incredible honor to be a part of that, and it's something that took me many years to come. What people sometimes see on the surface, I feel, for photography or anything, is the final outcome. And people don't realize the journey that it takes to get there sometimes, and that's what makes it sometimes. That's what makes it so much more valuable and rewarding to one when you get to that. But nothing's handed. In this day and age with social media, you see the final outcome of a lot of these things. But you got to realize that the journey is part of that, of getting there. And that, to me, it's been years working with Canon. It's been years of doing workshops as well as working photos and just getting everything to get to this point of where I am. And I'm so very lucky and blessed to be able to do that and be here. And with that comes opportunities in the sense of being able to start my own brands. Hawaiian is a rubber slipper brand that
Yep.
we saw many other brands doing it, but nothing was truly inspired by Hawaii. So taking the beauty of Hawaii and the colors, we're actually using my photographs, pulling Pantone colors from the photographs to create our next like seasons lines. You know what I mean? So we're genuinely and truly inspired by the colors and like lifestyle of Hawaii. And it's all natural rubber. So it's recyclable, so it goes with all of the different mantras and everything going. And I feel with 1117, I was seeing a lot of outside production companies, agencies, and brands coming in and utilizing and telling the story of Hawaii. And when they were doing that, it was very interesting from around the world. They're also bringing crews from around the world. And, I get it. There are some experts in different fields and they need to come in for the different videography or photography or the creatives. But we have amazing creatives here. And I'm sick and tired of seeing that. And I want to make this platform, this agency, where I can plug into the biggest brands in the world and utilize our talents right here in Hawaii.
Just keep it local, right? And also hopefully encourages the local people to, like you said, step up.
So settle a backdrop of what's going on here. You've got your work as a surf photographer. You've got your high-end slipper brand. You've got your creative agency. And we are in the middle of a global pandemic, which we know is COVID-19. How has that affected your work, for all three?
Massively. I think this is the longest I've ever been home at this time ever, in the past probably 15 years. And I'm not mad. I mean, that's okay. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of suffering. There's a lot of scared people in this world. And it's a terrifying situation in time, but I know we can all come through this together and we can, emerge stronger. I think this is allowing everyone to ground a little more, be a little more present in the moment, enjoy these moments, be there. My photography, I was actually in New York about a month ago, maybe a day before everything broke out like that. They even had a case. I just left New York.
Oh, wow.
And came home, stayed home for 2 weeks. I knew that, what I mean? Just to do. And, I'm supposed to be traveling and shooting now. And I had many jobs canceled, but there's so much more right now. I'm not upset at that. I'm not blaming. I'm not mad. They will come back along again. I know that I can do my things when the time is right.
Now, one of the things that one of the things I just read this week, and I'm going to show this graphic up here, but it was, who do I want to be during COVID-19? I thought this was really telling because it laid out 4 different zones someone can be in, right? Yeah. And the first zone is fear zone, right? So we know the fear zone, right? You start complaining, your emotions are high, you're running to the grocery store, you're grabbing all the toilet paper you can find, you're hoarding items, right? That's the fear zone, right? We recognize that. So that's number 1. Number 2 is the learning zone. So that's when you kind of learn, you learn to identify with your emotions. You stop worrying about things you can't control, right? Growth zone is when you become more empathetic for others in their situation. You figure out how you can make your talents more available to others. You appreciate, you be more grateful of what you have. And then the 4th zone, which I thought was cool, is action zone. That's when you actually take action to figure out how you can become part of the solution versus just stirring up fears, right? And with you being as busy as you are with your businesses, you actually started off this new brand called Every1ne Hawaii, right? And we'll flash the Instagram handle on here, Every1ne Hawaii. Why don't you share with everyone what's this project about?
Well, Every1ne Hawaii is a collective. It's a collective of, many people from Hawaii, our generation, that really want to truly make a change with a social and civil, kind of give us a platform, a hub that we can come together and we can create that like change. And we were seeing a disconnect. So, before this had happened, we were already looking at how we could launch this Every1ne platform. And when this all came up, it was the right time for us to be able to put this out. It was the right time for us to be able to put this out so that we could all learn and we could have this pertinent information, because watching the news is not going to help you right now.
Right.
There's certain parts that you can take from it, but it almost will depress you if you watch it all day, every day of what's going. Not much is changing overall. If you see something major change, I get it, but to watch it all day is going to be very numbing. It's going to depress you. I think it's going to put you in a bad state of mind.
The world needs some positive stories right now, huh?
Absolutely. And our generation is just not watching that. They don't care to watch the news. That's not where they're getting their news from. They're getting their news from social media and different things like that. But it also needs to hit from a influential standpoint, a funny standpoint, but also real information. So that's how we created Every1ne Hawaii. And Every1ne Hawaii is inclusive of everyone here in Hawaii. And it's something that we can build up the community, build up our neighbors, build up our kapuna, build up our families to help and protect. So we're putting out a lot of information. We're using local designers, local content creators, local musicians, local fitness experts, and we're trying to bring the health, the mental wellness, the fun with some comedic relief, as well as like amazing graphics by local designers that are helping to illustrate the points here, but drive it home in a Hawaii direction. And it's been a lot of fun. It's actually very, very time consuming, but I love it.
Yeah.
And if I'm not doing something for it, I feel kind of guilty because there's so much to be able to do and so much is changing daily. Yeah. And to me, this is what I'm good at, is that organization and the content creation and that branding. And that's something that like I'm able to share, and it's helping people. We're able to really make a difference here. We're able to help influence the state here, to help implement the mask usage very early. We were working with the mayor for over a week before he even announced or was talking about that. He was able to announce it a few days before even like the whole country announced it. And it's not a competition, but it's like, how do we help our state here? How do we help our people in our community to be a little bit safer? And so the mask initiative is something that we've really been pushing. Mm-hmm. And it's more out of, not that you feel like you can wear a mask and then you're safe to go out. It's more that you might have something. So be respectful to others. Totally. And if you cover the mask, you're not spreading that.
Speaking of the mask, you had this huge initiative that you and your gang have been trying to do with getting masks to the island. So why don't you share that?
Absolutely. And right now we're calling for any nonprofits or community organizations, or if you just can't get a mask yourself, please contact us, because we're looking to get masks throughout the community and help. We want everyone to be safe and well. By no means is wearing a mask a reason for you to go back out and socialize. Right. Everyone should still be staying home. Everyone should still be socially distancing. But this is something that you can just protect your neighbors, your elderly, your friends, everyone, your family. So please contact us if you need a mask, or if we can help your community organization or nonprofit.
How do they get a hold of you?
Support at every1nehawaii.com. So it's EVERY1NE Hawaii.com.
Got it. We'll have that in the post. All right. Hey, switching gears. Okay. Yes. I'm gonna switch over to a segment and I want to give a shout out real quick to Cassidy Keola. She's part of our Rise High team, and she's the one actually who thought of Talk Story Tuesday. She is a KS grad, Kamehameha Schools grad. And Zach, you're going to appreciate this. She just graduated from Chapman University, because isn't that your alma mater?
No, I went to 1 year, so I don't know if I can count it as my alma mater.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, a little bit that counts. But one of the things she brought up is she wanted to do this segment. We're going to bring up an old post. And if you guys aren't following Zak Noyle on Instagram, if you're one of the few in the world that are not, then please go and check it out. But one of the things she wanted to do was she wanted to do this segment where we bring up one of your old posts and we let you share about it. Well, what's the story behind this? I'm looking at this picture and it's kind of blowing my mind, but I'll let you explain it. Go for it.
Yeah, so this was 9 years ago in Indonesia. And, to give you a little context to the whole trip and story, this is when I was working as a staff photographer for Surfer. We were following a swell very closely. It was massive, looked incredible. We missed the flight out of Honolulu straight to Singapore. So we ended up going from Hawaii to LA to Taiwan, Taiwan to Jakarta, got in a car, drove 12 hours and got in a boat for 8 hours and got these incredible waves for 2 hours. And we sat there for 4 days with onshore winds and couldn't do anything. So that you just don't hear those like backstories to like some of the waves, but also the swell being so giant, it swept the beaches, and the wind being onshore where we were, it brought in all this trash. It's not making it okay, but that's what contributed to just the sheer amount of trash coming into this bay where we were. And it was really sad because we were staying on a fishing boat. We couldn't go on land where we were. And it was something that we wanted to do something, but we couldn't do anything. You know, you're looking at this and it is devastating because you want to like pick up the trash. We don't have the space for it. We're on the boat for 3 days. There's no, we would have probably all got sick if we started picking up all the trash onto the boat. It was as far as I could see. It was very sad. I mean, there was debris from like trees that were bigger than our boat to soccer balls, all kinds. I mean, we kept thinking we'd see some kind of creature floating as well, you know, at some point.
It says a lot in one photo, but the fact that you made cover of Nat Geo, that's, hey, you know what I mean? That's something, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, it's an incredible honor. It's something that I've always dreamed of, whether it's a European edition or not. It's something that like has always been a dream of mine, and I didn't know when or what I would achieve it with. And hang on one second. My dog is deciding that she wants to growl on the ground here.
She wants to show face?
This is making all the noise down there. Storm.
Hey, cameo.
So,
there we go.
Can you stop and get out of here? She's so it's something that to this day I get requests from around the world from nonprofits with Ocean Conservancy that are requesting for this image. It's 9 years old, and to this day it's still getting ran. It was in a spread in the US version of National Geographic, European edition cover. It's been used all over the world, and to me it's only been a dream to have a photo that creates such change, a photo that is known so around the world, and it's advocating and helping to keep something that I love so dearly, the ocean, clean, and people to leave it in a better way.
I hope you got this framed up, man. That's sick. We're jumping over to the speed round of questions. I'm gonna rally off about 10 or 12 questions. First thing that pops in your head, you get to answer, right? Let's do it. Okay, favorite book?
How to Manage Your Day.
Last song you sang along to?
Elton John, Rocket Man.
Okay, nice one. Last place you ordered takeout from?
Olay's Thai food.
Last show you binge watched?
Ozark.
I've gone through a couple seasons of those myself.
I'm only through the first season, so get in there.
Season 2 is pretty legit. Go to quarantine snack?
A Sato family sherbet.
I said, hey, I appreciate you picking something that's not healthy. Hey, how about this one? This is kind of a favorite question. If you can have dinner with anyone who's currently alive or dead, I guess, who would that be?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, okay. Someone you look up to?
My dad.
Okay. What right now, quarantine workout, what's it look like?
Any workout that my girlfriend puts together for me. She's a fitness trainer, so very lucky. We have a little backyard and created our own little gym and got it going, but it's a challenge to get there, even though it's right there.
Backyard? Come on. Hey, and you're lucky. You just show up. She can create the workout for you, huh?
I hear her working out all the time, and I'm here like actually working, so I gotta like try to get there earlier. I never get there.
Why don't you IG story that so we can all take advantage of that, all right?
I will.
All right, first place you're going once the pandemic is over?
The beach.
I get that. And then here, last one. Best piece of advice that you have for a high school or college student today?
I think enjoy the moment. Things go very quickly. We may seem that it drags on forever. It's not going in your way or your direction of what you hope and want, but learn from that, take it, apply it, grow from it, and come out stronger.
That's important advice right now, man. So
So nuts.
hey, appreciate it. Hey, the fact what you're doing with all your entrepreneurship endeavors. Only wish you the best on that. And Every1ne Hawaii, digging the fact that you're pushing out some positivity in the world, especially for Hawaii. So keep it going with that. And first guest of Talk Story Tuesday, man.
Good, ready.
Hey, after 100 episodes, we're gonna look back, and this is gonna be big time. So, all right.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Gabe, for having me. Appreciate it, guys.
Brother Zak, take it easy. Hello.
Okay. Bye.